Now, look, one thing I've learned in this experience is how to produce a whole show. Like, we can be camera people, we can be audio people. We have to come with the vision. We got it all. Am I right? Am I right?
You're right.
All right.
Let's jump into this though.
Let's do it. Oh, what's up? Welcome to our new crib.
Hi.
Q&A part 2. It's long overdue.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. We had a lot of stuff to happen between Q&A part 1 and Q&A part 2. So thank you for being understanding. We're about to get right to these questions. Some of y'all sent us questions on my phone on Instagram. So follow us on Instagram if you don't already, at the Miles Will.
K.Land1.
K.Land1. You know, we post some stuff on there, you know, see a little bit of our personalities outside of us behind the camera, and just continue to be a part of our journey. Thank you for that. Also, if your friends haven't subscribed, make sure they do too. We have a lot of good stuff on the way, so excited about that. Before we get into it, our clothes today are from Black Men Smile. Follow at Black Men Smile on Instagram. This hoodie is really, really comfortable, so thank you for that. And that's pretty fly, too.
Where's this from?
Same place, Black Men Smile.
Place.
Yeah,
All
Black Men
right.
Smile.
Put
So
me on the spot. I was like, I do not know where this is from.
yeah, Black Men Smile hooked us up, man. So thank you so much for that. Much love to you guys, and excited to be able to continue our partnership with y'all. Let's dig into it. Let's get into questions.
All right.
I know the questions in the box are a little probably heavier than last time.
Yeah.
So let's try to see if we can find some good questions from Instagram.
Let's do that.
Switch it up. All right. Cool. All right. Question 1. How much do you love Lolo? Haha, JK, happy 11 months. Lolo, love you.
We love you.
Lolo is one of our producers in the show.
Yeah.
So peace. What's up, Lo?
Lolo's awesome.
What up, Lo? All right. Cool. What's one of your favorite parts about marriage?
You want me to answer it first, or you want to answer it?
It don't matter. Go either way. You need some time? All right.
No, I got my answer.
Okay. One of my favorite things is like whenever we order food, we can get everything that we want, and like both of us get to like share and eat, tasting everything. Like, so we have a tradition in our house every Friday. I don't know if it's politically correct.
We just got a tradition.
We got a tradition every Friday night. We eat out. We eat out. We go get some food from a restaurant and around the city. Try different places every week, and yeah, we order a lot of food.
A lot of food.
A lot of food.
So if anyone wants to like send us food on Fridays to try out,
Yeah, just let us know.
saying we will taste test,
Taste
post
test.
reviews,
Yeah, whatever
love
you need.
you, all of that.
Whatever you need. So literally every Friday night we treat ourselves because we work hard during the week. So that's probably one of my favorite parts about being married is to the tradition as well as being able to eat whatever we want whenever we want.
That's dope.
Yeah, what's yours?
I was gonna say the partnership.
Yeah, we're a team.
Ultimately, like it's nice to just know that you have a partner. That's as simple as I can put it. You know, rather it be like, hey, I'm running late. Can you do X, Y, Z? Or hey, how can I support you today? Like it's just having someone that's there and has your back.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. I was about to dive into partnership a little bit, but I'll wait till we get to questions. All right, cool. Let's find another one. If there was one personality trait that you could take from each other and add to yourself, what would it be and why? Ooh.
What would I take from you?
I got a couple. I thought of one.
You got a couple?
I got a couple. I thought of one.
Okay. Share.
You got one you're thinking?
I'm thinking.
All right. Your memory.
My memory?
Look, okay, so
I was gonna say
here's
your
the thing.
memory.
My memory's selective. It's kind of trash. I will say, no. This is a specific memory. Memory of where things are, like located, you know? I don't know where nothing is in this house. I don't know where nothing is in this house. I don't know where nothing is in our old house. I don't know where nothing is in, it was in our first, right. It's like I don't live here. I'll say, yo, I'll call, Killer will be in freaking like out grocery store, and I'll call. I'm like, hey, babe, where's the where's the hair moisturizer? You'll say, go in the guest bathroom, second shelf, behind the bottle with the pink cap. It's got a blue cap on it, and it's a white bottle. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, thanks. And it's exactly where it is. You ask me where anything is in this house, I could not tell you. Nothing. None of my things or yours. Yeah. So you're really good at that. So that's a more silly one. Do you have an example yet?
Okay, so since he said my memory, actually his memory, like, you know, so many random things. Like watching Jeopardy with him is fascinating.
They don't know that.
Like
Jeopardy.
You get like a cool 75% of the questions right, which I think is very impressive.
Yeah,
so I would say your memory. You're not good with like the little, like, you're not good with like little everyday household things. No. But like you're gonna remember like
random facts.
Yeah, like what does a hippopotamus say? Like just like some random shit that is like, when would you ever use that? But you
exactly. I like to just know things. So we watch, one of our hobbies is binge watching Jeopardy on Netflix. Straight nerds, but it's fun. Like we'll sit here. Actually, Killa won't pay attention half the time, or she's paying attention, but she's like not. Because she doesn't think she's gonna get the questions right, and she actually does. She knows a lot more than she thinks she does. But we'll be on there, and I'll be sitting there looking at at Jeopardy, and I'll be blurting stuff out, and Killa will like all of a sudden like look up from her phone or something and be like,
how do you know that?
Like what? You guys are so centered. Do you engage in couples meditation?
Oh, we try to. We don't do it as much as we want.
Yeah.
But we do it.
Yeah, we try to vibe, try to take care of ourselves. That's a goal for 2021, is to meditate more, more consistently. So thank you. Hardest thing about marriage thus far?
I don't know. I feel like it's not that hard.
No. All the other shit is hard. Sorry, all the other things are hard. People at home, please don't curse. Shouldn't curse kids. Sorry. What's the hardest thing?
Cursing can be, productive.
Yeah, you're right. Right now is probably not the best time. I didn't need to curse right there. But the pandemic was tough originally, but we're used to it. It's our normal. Yeah. The trolls.
Yeah, but that's not really about our marriage.
Like I'm saying, that's the only thing that's hard about marriage is everybody else. So.
All right, let's wrap these questions.
Last one. Oh, no, there's two.
Okay.
How tall are you? Both. I don't know how tall you are. How tall are you?
I'm like 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah, I'm 6'1". 6 foot and a half an inch with socks on.
What?
Let me find another one. Last one. Top 5 musical artists.
Ooh, top 5?
Top 5.
J. Cole is my number 1. Jay-Z is in there.
Yes.
Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
Ooh. This is tough.
5. Yes. Killing me.
Come back to me for the other 2.
Dang. All right.
I'm trying to think.
I'm not putting them in any order.
Yeah, mine weren't.
I can't put them in order. Cole is in there. Stevie Wonder's in there.
Okay.
Because like the day Stevie Wonder dies, I'm not going to work. Like straight up. Drake.
Okay.
Drake, one of the best best artists of all time.
Okay.
Jay-Z's in there, that's 4. See?
5.
And that's just hip hop and then 1 R&B. We aren't even going into like, I haven't talked about women yet.
Right. But top 5.
Top 5. Oh man. Dang, who'll be number 5?
Right.
Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I'll say Lauryn Hill.
All right.
Hey, Lauryn Hill had to be in that 5. That album alone,
I know that album is just
Miseducation, was a good one.
still everything.
Shoot, honorable mention. We gotta go. That was a tough question. Thank you for asking that. We're gonna have to revisit that another day. You got 2 more?
Oh Lord, this is hard. Cause what's the occasion?
Right. I'm trying to think about all the vibes we listened to at the crib
We
one time.
listen to a lot of good music. I'm really trying to think who is worthy
else do you listen to?
of the top 5 spots. Like Kendrick is up there on my list.
Yeah.
Chance is up there on my list.
Chance is solid. Only on top 5.
Yeah,
But he's solid.
know. Yeah, he's solid.
Erykah Badu. India Arie. India Arie's an
I love
honorable
Beyonce
mention.
too.
Beyonce's an honorable mention. One of the greatest entertainers to grace this earth. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I can't do it.
All right, cool. All good. Now, all right, let's get to the questions. These are a little heavier than last time. A lot of them are directed towards Killa, from my understanding. So she's going to take most of them.
Me too.
And I'm just going to be here and let her get her, see what she got to say.
Alright.
Also,
First one.
thanks for doing this. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Okay. I think this is like the #1 question. When can we expect to see some little Miles and Karens running around?
No time soon.
No time soon?
No time soon.
No time soon for me either. Can't do it.
Nah.
I'm not ready.
Man, we got to get out of quarantine first.
We gotta go travel.
We haven't even been able to be a couple outside of the house yet.
Yeah.
So we got some
And
time.
to be honest, childbirth like terrifies me.
Oh my
Like,
goodness. I gotta mentally prepare myself and us for that moment.
Yes.
We got some time to get there. So might see a pet here and there, maybe a dog, but hopefully very, very hopefully soon. But we got some time on little Miles Jr.
Let's go. Next question.
Let's get it. My fault.
So violent.
Karen. Karen, have you gotten past the age difference and Miles being a mature guy for his age?
Insert eye roll. The age was like never this big issue. I know it seemed like it was a big issue, but I think like it was a concern for the first like
24
3
hours.
days I knew you.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all. People ask like, do you have any initial concerns? And it's like, oh, maybe the age thing because he's young. But it was never really like this huge issue. I hadn't seriously dated anyone, 4 years younger than me, but it still wasn't anything to where I was just like, oh my God, he's too young. This absolutely isn't gonna work. Because I believe that like, honestly, you got 60-year-old men out there that act like they 12. So like, come on, y'all. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Nah, I ain't got nothing. Age didn't matter to me. I've only dated older women.
How about you expand on that?
I've primarily dated older women my entire life, so.
Have you? All right.
So it wasn't a thing for
Let me
me.
find out you're a little sugar baby.
Hey.
Might be, huh?
Hey.
That's how you paying them.
That's how we paying these bills, girl. That's how we paying these bills. You like this house?
Wow.
You like this food?
Wow. Okay. Next question.
What's up next?
Dun, dun, dun. What tattoo did Karen do because you were both going to do tattoos after she lost the 3 lies and 1 truth game?
You want to show them?
No, they ain't ready.
All right. Next question. After After everything you two have been through together, what do you believe are the reasons you were matched? Yeah.
Why were we matched?
Why were we matched?
I think we were matched for a lot of reasons.
Okay. Elaborate.
I think ultimately, like, we're very similar in terms of like our values. Like, we care about making an impact. We care about being genuinely good people. I think we both like thrive off of like openness and communication.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, ultimately I just think we sync on just like interests, you know. We both like travel, we both like music. So I can see like a lot of food.
That's such a big part of our...
It's a big part. So I feel like it's been a lot of reasons why we've been matched.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think we talk about it frequently, but we're very similar people. Very, very similar in a lot of different ways. But then also our differences like balance each other out, right? Like, of the two of us, I'm way more direct, but I'm not direct enough, as direct as I need to be. So I feel like I push you to be more direct, but then you also see that in me and you're like, hey, you need to be more direct here too.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like those are both areas that we're trying to grow, and I think we do a good job holding each other accountable to that. I think in addition to that, I think what's another one? It's not a good example of our differences.
What's your silly one?
We were matched because, like Karen said, we have a lot of similar values and interests. I think that we both have very similar hearts. I think that's really what it comes down to. And I would say that they're rare. You don't find people that are as like passionate and compassionate and like lead with love like we do. And to find that in another person has been pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie about that. And then just also like we're both just chill. Like that, I don't think they could have figured that out. To be real with you, I don't think they understand how like chill you are and how chill I am most of the time, you know? And so I think those two things are really compatible and can work out.
And I wanna applaud you on chilling.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro.
You are chill now.
Been chill.
Okay, next question. Is it my turn or your turn?
It don't even matter.
Oh, okay.
That probably was my turn, but it's okay.
Ooh. Karen, have you come up with any nicknames for Miles? And Miles, why do you call Karen Killer?
All right, I'm gonna give you two different answers to this story, and y'all can choose which one you want to run with. Cause that's gonna be
story.
Are they gonna have to figure out which one is the truth? All right, first story is what?
You gonna lie to the people?
It's not lying. It's presenting an alternate reality.
Okay.
Cool. So when I first met Killa, she was like quiet and shy and didn't like the cameras and stuff. And so like because she was so quiet and shy, I was like, oh yeah, she a killer. Like she's a killer. Well, the second story was we were on our way to our honeymoon and we had to airdrop each other some pictures, and Killer K popped up, and I was like, who the hell is Killer K? And airdropped some pictures to her, and I was like, Killer, really? All right, and then that's been it ever since. Killer, Killer, Killer.
Is that why?
That's my second answer.
Because I honestly don't know why.
That was the truth. That was the truth. That's when I started calling you Killer.
Okay. Cool.
But I think it just fits. It's just like you're not Karen. You're not a Karen. So it's like I'm not gonna call you that.
Cool.
Oh, my nicknames.
Yeah, your nicknames.
Bruh.
Shame me on YouTube.
Bruh.
Wow. I might have like a plethora of nicknames for him.
She calls me anything she want in that moment.
I get it from my mama, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Like, for real, I get it from my mama. My mama calls me
anything. Sheena. Helen.
Judy.
Yeah.
Angel Dust.
Crystal.
She don't call me Crystal.
She does call you Crystal.
She don't call me Crystal.
She's called you Crystal, but continue.
Okay. What else she calls me? Meg.
Yeah, all these random. That's really how it started for real. Because the Killer K happened.
I just be like, huh?
I was calling you Sheena for a minute,
Oh,
and it didn't stick because I realized your mom called you that and other names. I was like, Angel Dust. Like, where'd that come from? So I was like, all right, I gotta give you a nickname, Killer.
But now I call Miles literally anything.
Give the people some examples.
I call you like honey pie, honey pie,
baby, honey.
I feel like I have
It's
like
different pronunciations of the same things. It'll be like, honey, can you, honey, honey.
Box at you.
Oh man, I gotta look and see the rest of them.
Okay, next question.
What else? What other names you got?
Out of control.
You got some crazy. Oh, Big Daddy, Papito, Poppy.
I call you Papito.
There's a bunch of them. You mean?
Boom. Why did you have such a hard time taking Miles at face value while on the show? Put another way, why did you struggle so much to believe that with Miles, what you see is what you get?
Can I answer the first half of this question and then you can take it from there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, on camera, it's easy to be able to be who you are most comfortable being on camera. Off camera, there's a lot of other influences that are playing into or factoring into what you see. And so for us, the camera stuff was tough. We weren't necessarily as comfortable there. And then at home, when the cameras are gone, it's a different reality because you're being fed all these questions like on the third day, like, are y'all in love yet? Is this the person you're gonna be with the rest of your life? When are you guys having sex? When are you doing this? And this pressure gets in your head. And for me, I can speak for myself. For me, I feel like a lot of pressure of being a husband, being married, like that weight was on my shoulders in a way that I was like, let me not mess this up. Like I see the value in Karen. I see why they matched us. How do I not mess this up? And so I felt like I was very early on. I was very much so like intense and like not completely myself because I was trying to make sure she felt comfortable and she like could see the good person that I was. And by doing that the energy, because we're big energy people, the energy felt forced or didn't feel completely authentic. Mm-hmm. And so I think that from that, the way that you responded was receiving that energy as well as all the other energy that was going around. But I want you to be able to share your truth.
No, I think that's like a really good way of how you answered it because I struggle sometimes to like talk about this, in terms of like everyone sees Miles and they're like, he's great, he's Prince Charming, what's wrong with you? You haven't immediately fallen in love with him because like he talks to his grandparents on the phone, so he must be perfect, right? And it's like you can't get around energy. You can't get around like what you feel when you're with someone. And one thing I wanted to make sure, like when I first entered this journey, was that like me and my partner could always authentically like 100% be ourselves, like good or bad. And even though like yes it looks good, and not taking away from like the good guy Miles is, because he is a great guy, but like I still was like, okay, something's not fully there. Like he's giving me like Mr. President, Mr. like perfect, and like the reality is like you can never be perfect, like no human is perfect. And so there were times where I felt like he didn't share as much with me, or he didn't really give me that raw, real, like just feeling, or like how he was feeling, what he was going through, at the sake of just trying to like make me comfortable. Mm-hmm. And instead of making it me more comfortable, it had the opposite effect to where I was like, okay, this doesn't feel all the way real. Mm-hmm. And that was something that we had to work through. Like we had many, many miscommunications, which I think some of these additional questions will answer, but we had tons of miscommunications simply because like he was trying and I was trying, and then like things just weren't syncing. But it was like, okay, we're good people, we know that, but something is still like off and we can't figure it out. So yeah, it was never that I thought he wasn't a good guy, and that's something that I wish that it would have been shown a little bit more, to be honest, where I was like, yes, he has all these great qualities, you know, he is this good person, but there is something that I'm still missing. And that was really it. Like I felt that energy and I needed more than that.
Yeah, no, I think that's accurate. Has the L word been spoken to each other yet? And if so, who said it first? Answer that one. Answer the question.
I may have said it first.
Break it down.
Okay, I said it first.
Okay.
What had happened was, okay, I don't know. I just felt like
break it down. Break it down. Just tell the people. All right.
So I did it kind of weird, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, but like I'm just again an energy person. So like if it feels right, I do it. So I was up one night, just like awake, just thinking, like processing a lot, thinking about my life. I was thinking about all the people in my life that I'm grateful for, and just like my journey in life, yada, 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 all that. And I was just also reflecting on me and Miles's relationship, and I was like, you know what? I like really love him. Like I love him and I want him to know it, and it was on my mind. He was asleep and
knocked out.
Miles sleeps like
knocked up.
A baby angel. Like literally when he is asleep, he has a smile on his face. He's just like
at peace.
In his zone. He might be snoring and smiling, like, you know, depends on how tired he is. But anyways, I ended up texting him that I loved him while he was asleep, because it was just on my mind and my heart, and I didn't want to wake him up because I went in the room and you were in your zone.
Yeah.
But I know with me and Miles, like, we're always going to communicate more. So next morning,
I was like, what was that last night?
Yeah.
What got into you?
You didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't know what, I don't know what I said.
I think you were just like,
where'd that come from?
Yeah.
I probably was like, whoa. I was just taken aback.
Yeah, you were just like, huh?
And then we talked about it.
Yeah, and then we talked about it, and I told him like why I did it in that moment, and that it was just on my heart, because it was, and that I loved him, and that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
And he said, you too. I mean, me too.
I did?
I don't know.
I'm about to say. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I think you just said
organically.
I love you too.
I love your little ass.
Wow. Thank you.
Did some of the backlash from social media affect your relationship?
I say yeah. I don't think like affect our relationship in terms of like necessarily like good or bad, but honestly we had to lean on each other for that.
For sure.
We had to lean on each other. We had to communicate a lot. We had to be very honest and have some vulnerable moments. So from that perspective, yes, it affected our relationship, but it didn't have an effect like, I guess, good or bad on our relationship. Like I don't think it like made our relationship like 10 times harder. You know, it wasn't like that. It was just like that was something we had to get through together.
Yeah, that could definitely make us stronger.
Yeah. I agree.
So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
But what was the question? If backlash affect us? Yeah, it affected us, but positively.
Yeah.
Were your feelings hurt by all the negative feedback you received from wanting to move slow?
Yeah. I can honestly say my feelings were hurt. I felt let down, honestly, by just people for not having more understanding. But then I also had to realize, like, at the end of the day, like, it's a TV show and they don't know me like in real life, and if they did, they would have a much different opinion.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it there.
Right. I agree with that, and I think it was equally hard for me because, or different type of hard, I'm gonna say equal. But I knew Killa, and I know Killa better than anybody, I would say, or not anybody, but most people in the world. And so I felt like I constantly had to justify my decision to stay with you based off of the backlash that people were sharing, right? So like they're constantly saying like, oh, like you deserve better than while Karen's treating you. Why she treating you like that? Whatever. And we're
whole time spoiled.
I'm sitting at the crib eating lobster.
Getting back rubs.
Getting a beard scrubbed and shit. Massages.
Right,
and sitting here go on Twitter and
gifts for no reason.
And Karen ain't shit, cancel Karen type stuff. And so like that was hard because other people I felt in time were gonna see.
Yeah.
But I wanted my people who were closest to me to be able to know like, hey, like I'm good, I'm fine, everybody's good, I'm taken care of, I'm supported, I'm appreciated. And so that was the hard part for me. It was like, hey, like friend, like, because people are very protective of me, like even strangers, which I thought has been really, interesting. You're very protective of me, but just like in general, people are very protective of me, and I appreciate that. But for strangers to be as protective of me and not protective of you bothered me. And so as a supporter, as a protector, it really frustrated me to see how hard they went in on you for like things that weren't true, but then two just weren't like, they didn't have the full picture.
Yeah.
But also it's TV and it's reality TV. And so have to be cognizant of that. And my fault.
Not to get
No, you're good.
too much deeper into this question, but that's why I felt like let down or disappointed, I think, just in general, because I'm like, man, like we as women know how hard it is. Like we know how hard it is on a daily basis being a woman. We know how hard it is just like dating, trying to be in relationships. Like we know the things that we have had to go through like as women. And so to see like so many women so easily just like gang up on me and like throw me under the bus, I was just like, dang, like these people don't know me. They don't know what I've been through. Like, just like woman to woman, like, girl, you know how hard it is out here. Like, you know what happens sometimes. Like, and we're just gonna like gang up and throw somebody away like that, when there's clearly a reason why you liked me.
Right.
Like, it's like
that part, I struggled with that. That like, it was, Miles, we love you, we think you're great, we think you're awesome. Karen's this evil person. You're so wise and smart and articulate and mature. And then on the other end, it's Karen's this terrible person. Why is he staying? He must be naive. Right? But then on the flip, which is like contradictory to one thing I'm saying, but on the other end, it's like, okay, what's missing? Something's missing. Miles isn't that, I promise you, I'm not that hopeless of a romantic that I was gonna be abused or disrespected or any of that by anybody, not much less Karen, who's probably one of the sweetest people I've ever met. And so I think that really bothered me to figure out like, okay, yes, like I appreciate you being a fan of me and a supporter of me. You can do that and be in support of someone who's views something differently at the same time. And so I'm glad that we were able to work through that stuff ourselves, but that was frustrating. Last part, my fault.
Go ahead.
Last part was, have you forgiven one another for things that played out on Mavs once the cameras were gone?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely.
Yeah.
I think at least I can speak for myself. Miles made it easy. Like any misunderstandings we had, we tried not to watch the show, honestly. We probably only watched maybe 4 or 5 episodes in total, because there were moments where we were triggered by it. But we were very open in our communication to say, this is what happened, this is when it happened, this is how it happened, this is what I meant. And ultimately, like, I think one thing I always try to remind myself is that you know, at the end of the day, like, we're here. Like, that stuff is months old by the time that you guys see it. And like, we've made it this far because of just like who we are as people. And so one thing I try to be very, very cognizant about is not reading into things that like played out on the show, because it's like, I was there, like, you know, the cameras didn't get to capture everything, and like, we know like what happened like holistically.
Yeah, and they couldn't capture everything.
Karen, have you reconceptualized the way you think about masculinity? What ways have you grown into seeing Miles's vulnerability as a strength? So I think this is a great follow-up question to what we just answered about like social media and like things being different and like you having to like defend me and stuff like that. So, and I say that because I think the question points out to just like a lot of ways that certain projections were made. And I will say, like, I did not explain myself thoroughly in those moments with exactly what I viewed masculinity as. And I did misspeak in certain moments where I used that word. I will say that. That wasn't the right word to use. A better word, I think, in those moments would have been more direct, would have been taking more initiative, like that type of thing. And I think when I said more masculine, though, that is what I was trying to speak to you, that I wanted you to be able to really just take the lead. One thing I will say is that I don't have a toxic view of masculinity. I don't think that because a man shows his feelings that he's weak or less of a man. One thing that I asked the experts for was somebody who could communicate about their feelings. And I think that a lot of assumptions were made at points in time because of how certain things played out. And like I said, taking full accountability, how I use the word out of context, or either, you know, just would have been better for me to use a different adjective. But I really honestly haven't changed my true definition of masculinity, because it was never this like toxic as a man needs to be stoic and never show any emotion.
Or like I need to put my hands on you. Or like that shit blew me.
That drove me. Like when I used the term like, oh, a guy
take charge, put me in your place, put me in your place.
Or take charge. That's another where I'm like, okay, come on, y'all. I don't literally mean someone to like beat me and put their hands on me. And honestly, for so many people out there to assume that's what I meant, it was disgusting. Like, it was disrespectful to women who have had to endure, have had to endure that. And it was disrespectful, I think, just from a standpoint of why would you assume that that's what somebody wants?
Yeah. And I think it's very insensitive.
Yeah, it's very insensitive. So it's just like, ultimately, did I use that word appropriately, or while I was trying to figure out how to communicate something to Miles? No. But did I mean that masculinity is all of these toxic things, and again, you show no emotion and you have to be this super hard person? Like, no. Like, I'm laughing because like I don't know, it's crazy to me, like the projections that I saw. And again, like, I'll be honest, I struggled with how to share that, like, hey, I don't like this, or I wish you would do XYZ. I struggled with how to talk about that. Like, that's hard to talk about, especially in front of cameras.
And when you're just getting to know somebody.
And I'm just getting to know you. Like, I'm trying to figure out, because I see you're a good person, and I'm like, how do we close this gap? How do we close this disconnect? And like, honestly, that wasn't always easy. But also, if we never talk about it, how will we ever be able to move past it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And you may not always word things appropriately or the best way, but I had to try to communicate my feelings because I cared about Miles. And it wasn't fair to me to say, you know what, this is hard to talk about, or I don't have the right words, so I'm not going to tell you how I'm really feeling.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be fair to you or our relationship.
Yeah, and I think just to top that off, I think, one, I'm proud of you for sharing it that way. I think that was probably the clearest we've had to communicate that in a while, so thank you for that. One thing was masculinity argument, like when, I mean, we can be frank, we talked about this a million times, is when she first said that to me, I was pissed. I was like, you trying me right now? Like, you trying to challenge like who I am as a man? And that blew me. But I also knew her heart, and I knew the type of person that she is, and that she was just not communicating what she needed to communicate to me the way that she wanted to. And so once we got through that, I was like, okay, this is what you mean. You want me to be more direct? You want me to take more initiative? I can do that. Bet. That's what I know how to do. You know. And I felt like it was I was trying to be so democratic and be like, oh well, what do you want? Like how can we figure this out together, instead of being like, okay, you know what? We're a team. I've led plenty of teams before in my life. This is just my team, our team. You know what I'm saying? And like, how do I do that? And once I realized that, I was like, okay, I get to lead us. You want me to lead? Let's go. You know. And I think we've taken off since then. You know. And so I think when I started viewing things as a team and realizing that like, you want me to lead this for real? I'm a captain, right? I'm the captain of this team. Let's go. Let's do it. And you nice. And you nice with it. And you nice with it, right? But I think that like I knew that you trusted me to be able to lead us. I was like, oh, let's go. And so we've gone well ever since that. Last but not least, on the masculinity thing, you said something a second ago that I wanted to touch on. I'm gonna forget it.
The last part of the question was, what ways have you grown into seeing Miles's vulnerability as a strength?
Oh, I was saying that communication and vulnerability is a strength, right? And like when we realized that we were lacking in communication, or there were gaps in communication, and we were able to work through them constructively and without like harboring any tension or animosity or whatever, that's when I felt like we really like started hitting our stride. And it's because you were able to like want me to be vulnerable. You were challenging me to be vulnerable, or more vulnerable than I wanted to be. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. And I think that kind of sums it up. I do see vulnerability as a strength. And I feel like a lot of people come back to me with, but Miles shared with you that he had depression, so like he was vulnerable.
Oh, that was what I wanted to talk about.
But again, like, don't get me wrong, like that is a phenomenal journey. I'm glad that you could share that part of yourself with me. But that is not all there is to Miles. Like, it is so much more. That does not make him. So it's like, okay, yes, he let me into one part of his life, but like, you still got about 1,000 other areas that I need to be let in on.
All right, it's a good question. Last question. Hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Is this heavy or?
Nah, it's a lighter one. It's a lighter one.
Okay, we can end it on a light note.
Light note, yeah. What is the best gift that your significant other has given you?
You go first. I just talked a lot.
All right. It's a tie. Best one from in the season was, so the day of our last dinner.
Okay.
Right, day before Decision Day. First time I went into Karen's house, she had 2 Nipsey records, and I collect vinyl. I love records. I love music. And I was like, "Oh, you got Nipsey?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got Nipsey." Like made it real clear that like these were not ours. This was not yours. Like, this is my Nipsey CD, right? And so I'm a Nipsey fan. And so for the anniversary, she gave me one of the Nipsey albums with a nice note and some other things. But that was like the one that was most meaningful to me, because one, I knew how much she loved that album, but then also just how much it meant. And we listened to Nipsey all quarantine. Like, that was like music that was going through the house nonstop. And so a lot of just memories came from that album. And yeah, I thought that was really thoughtful. And the one outside of it might be on the YouTube channel now, might not. A gift that you did for me for the holidays.
Guys.
Yeah.
So my favorite gift was from the wedding, and Miles actually created like a box for me, and he wrote like a really nice note as well, including like a playlist of songs, which I was impressed. They were like divided like section by section, so it was like pre-wedding, during the wedding,
The turn
after
up.
wedding, turn up. So he kind of sectioned them off.
I'm nervous right now. Turn up, bro. Like, oh my gosh, bro. I took so much time.
You did. And he put like a bottle of wine in the box.
Favorite bottle.
He put a candle in there, some body butter, and like I cried like a baby. Literally, I cried like a baby.
I want to see that.
But y'all didn't get to see that.
I want to see that reaction. I want to see that reaction. I was like banking on that moment.
After the season, favorite gift is actually my air fryer.
Yes, yes. All right, y'all, let me tell you about that real quick. So I get this question a lot too. So I don't cook a lot now. Before, I cooked to survive. I cooked like when I wanted to, you know, but never cooked like killer. So was blessed with a wonderful wife who is phenomenal cook. My responsibility is taste tester, grocery getter, / like gadget finder. And so what I do is I'll go get, hey babe, you want an air fryer? Hey babe, you want what was that thing? A skillet, cast iron skillet? Hey babe, you need a wine opener? What you need? Whatever you need, just let me know. I'll get it for you as long as you're producing these wonderful ass meals. So that's what it's been. A bunch of like kitchen appliances. Man, I've enjoyed the air fryer. Them wings, woo, them sweet potato tots. Oh, we going crazy with the air fryer. Oh man, yeah. So I'm glad you like that gift. I'm glad you like that gift. Well, it's time. Thank you so much for being with us. Did we tell you who we got these shirts from? Yes. Black Men Smile. Thank you so much.
Black Men Smile.
Black Men Smile at Black Men Smile on Instagram. Go out and purchase your stuff. I know y'all gonna ask, so want to make sure you shout them out. We have a lot of exciting things in store. We're 1 month away from a year, so a lot of exciting things to share with you guys coming up.
Thanks for following our journey, and looking forward to giving you guys some more content.
I don't know about looking forward to it on my end, but
oh God, okay.
I am excited to share with you all of this.
All it is.
Yeah.
All it is.
All it is.
Damn, I wasn't done.
Oh yeah, you know I got a little. Thank you, man. All right.
It's okay.
All right.
He's a little traumatized. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't either, bro, to be real with you. I've had a lot of traumatic brain injuries, so that's probably what it is.
Okay.
Anyways, till next time.